How much are you willing to pay for pet care? Whether you have a dog or a cat, let me know down below what is the most you pay for someone to watch your cat or your dog for a day. Hi, I'm Justine. Welcome back to my channel. Although your pet needs you to be home and giving them 1000% of your attention, that's not realistic. So pet care is so essential for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people know the different apps and resources that are there for people that need help with their pets, but that's where I come in. I have a lot of experience in working in pet care and trying to figure out what's best for me and also for the customers. So I'm a big Reddit user and I'm a part of a subreddit for Rover in particular. I've been using Rover for the past 5 years, so I come across different things on this subreddit that I can definitely relate to. And I feel like it's something that we should definitely talk about on this channel because money will always be a factor in a lot of things that we do in this world. So why make it taboo? You know what I'm saying? So a sitter said that they raised their rate and it got a lot busier. So they said that they board dogs that are 25 pounds or less. They're a star sitter. So am I. And they have about 70 reviews on their profile. They said that they're constantly at the top of the search for their area. Their prices were a bit on the high end like level, which is about like $50 a night. I charge between $50 to $60 a night as well, especially for overnight boarding. And just for context, boarding a dog means that the dog stays in your house for 24 hours overnight. Okay? So $50 is not too bad when you really think about it, because if you spend about $20 per walk, if your dog is getting walked 3 times a day, $50 is actually a really good price. But to some people, they may think that that's a lot, especially if you're boarding your dog for multiple days on end. So it does eventually add up, but from the sitter's perspective, it's definitely an easygoing price. Anyways, let's move on. They said, I decided to increase my rate because they've been pretty busy and they wanted to be more selective about taking on new clients. Let's stop right there. I think raising your rate to be more selective about clients is a really good tactic. It can work in your favor or not, just depending on what region of the world you're in. And I think it's important to kind of just test things out. Like, you don't want to lowball yourself too much because you don't want to feel like you're not being compensated well at work, but you also don't want to outprice your clients. But when you really think about it, if you live in a big city, most of your clients do make good money. And also, if they're traveling for, let's say, 2 weeks, they definitely have the money to spend on their pets, especially if they have pets. I think consciously, some people, they have pets and they don't think about when they're going to travel, but a lot of people do. So you just have to think about those people that are conscious about being a pet parent and aware, and they're aware of the fact that they do have to spend some money to make sure that their pet is okay when they're not home. Raising your price while trying to be more selective instead of being cheaper will allow more people that are willing to invest to come across you, if that makes sense. It's really hard to intentionally slow down your business unless you're trying to sabotage the business. Like, I feel like it's a hit or miss sometimes when you increase it. But I do think that, I don't know where this person lives, but I do think that increasing the price allows for a different demographic to reach out to you. But I think also there's people that do value this service and they will pay. So $50 is still a good price. Like, if this person lives in America, which I think so, because Rover is only something that's accessible in America, I do think that $50 a night anywhere in this economy is good. I don't think that's a bad price, but I do think that there will be a demographic of people that may not gravitate to that price because they're trying to spend within a certain budget. So let's talk about it. This portion of the video is brought to you by The Farmer's Dog. The Farmer's Dog makes it easy to keep your dog healthy. As a proud partner of The Farmer's Dog, I want to share how the food is better for your dog and easier for you. The co-founder's dog, Jada, had ongoing digestive issues when countless kinds of dry food and treatments failed to resolve her issues. They tried feeding her simple, whole food instead of kibble. When they saw the dramatic impact of a fresh diet, they teamed up with veterinary nutritionists and started making fresh food for all dogs. From their size, age, and their breed, they'll prepare and pre-portion your chosen recipes and deliver them directly to your door on a schedule that works for you. The benefits of getting Farmer's Dog over any other dog food on the market: number one, they'll have high quality poops. So you won't have to deal with the soft stool or the weird consistency in their stool. Also, they'll be able to maintain a healthy weight and they will have boosted immunity. And the farmer's dog is constantly raising the bar. The food is human grade, meaning it's made to the strict safety and quality standards of human food. Very few dog companies can meet that standard. So if you're following me on Instagram, or if you haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to do so, because I'm giving you a free box of Farmer's Dog so you could try it out. So I've been pet sitting for about 4.5 going on 5 years. And I went from $30 a night to $40 a night to $50 a night. And then I kind of kept going back and forth between the $40 and $50 a night range. I think that price range is realistic, and it gives the pet parent some perspective on what they're getting, as opposed to just dropping off their dog and just kind of like throwing their hands in the air. I think it's important to understand what the sitter is going to endure during that time. That price does not change if the dog requires medicine. It doesn't change if the dog requires more walks. This is a fixed price for your pet. And, you can obviously increase the price based on each client. Rover does have that option to modify it based on the things that you want to include. Like, say someone is like, hey, my dog requires six walks a day and I need you to do that. You can add on an extra 10-15 bucks. But I think, just from an overall perspective, increasing your price is not a bad idea, because as a sitter, you might not have 6 dogs to take care of. So $50 a day may not be enough for you. Or I just know it's not enough for anyone to survive. So you being someone that is able to, with you having the ability to board a dog, charge $50 a night, and that being the fixed price, I think that's great. But it just, depending on the time of year, like say for Thanksgiving or Christmas, there are tons of people that are super desperate and they really need someone to watch their dog or cat, which the cat sitting prices are usually lower. So if you are a cat parent, then this does not pertain to you. And we're talking about dogs that require you to go outside, walk them, no matter what the weather is. So there's a lot of different factors that goes into the price. But if you're constantly lowballing yourself, you will eventually get discouraged and you may not want to do this full time. And as someone that does this full time, I would absolutely advocate for anyone to raise their prices, as long as it's within a range that most people in the area, are charging. I will always say to go to Google and look up like a boarding facility and see how much they're charging. And for a lot of boarding facilities, they charge based on the size of the dog. They charge based on if the dog needs um, extra walks. They charge if you want to give the dog extra treats. Like, they have a bunch of different ways to make extra money. So if you can take some notes from them to make extra money that way, you could do that as well, while still charging between $40 to $60 per night for boarding. If you're only dedicating yourself to do this part-time, you can charge less to get more clients and build up your reviews, build up your clientele, or just finding different ways to add on services, so that way you can make up for not having 6 or 7 dogs at a time. But yeah, if you like videos like this, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think is a reasonable price to charge or to pay for someone to watch your dog per night. I love to hear your thoughts down below. And of course, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Petsitter. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.